And I'm going to give you guys a reading. I want to go back to my original model for doing this. This is for the YouTubers and this is for my bundle. You can subscribe to the bundle in the link in the description bar. I'm using a few different decks now and I want to get clarification from the Art of Love tarot deck. So the bottom card, I turn them around. So after I laid out the cards, I turn the bottom card around to get additional information and often why someone is asking a question. And the bottom here, in this, you get 10 of Wands, so that means working really hard and maybe being a bit workaholic as well. And maybe taking on a lot of responsibility. And you get the counseling card here in the life purpose deck, and we're gonna see more how that relates in here. I'm using the life purpose deck today. There's things going on in people's lives at the moment that it's happening for a reason, and you can have more than one life purpose as well. And sometimes things come together in a way that it's actually there to push you in a certain direction. So today we're going to look more into where that is and why, maybe, and also especially if it's a big leap of faith you have to take. And I feel like it is, especially since late New Year is at the bottom. So for a lot of you, there's going to be having to take some risks. And the counseling card, I feel for some of you that is the life purpose, but for some of you it's also talking to someone who are experienced, who can help you, so that it's not so overwhelming for you. So let's have a look at the card here. Get judgment. So this is a synchronicity that can't be ignored, because I don't look at the cards when I lay them out before. It's not planned. It's just I just ask what needs to come out to come out. So when you get judgment, that is a huge calling coming in your life, and I was very drawn to using the life purpose oracle deck. So that means a lot of people will there will be some unsettling times ahead for some of you, not for all of you, but for some of you. Know that happens because you are meant to go on a certain path. And if it's overwhelming, remember, always go and talk to someone that can help you. But you're meant to go on a certain path that can't be ignored. Judgment is your highest calling. And also for some of you, you will have a very strong, you feel very guided to act a certain way, even if it doesn't make any sense. Maybe it makes no sense at all. And for a lot of you, you're going to have to travel overseas actually. Or there's going to be some connections to overseas and other cultures. And there is going to be a broadening of horizon for I think everyone that's watching this. Is going to be a broadening of your horizon, and you're going to learn something. And also for a lot of you, I feel like you're going to move on from a situation that has been a bit negative, and you're going to learn how to release negativity. And that's really important. And they're saying that you're on the right path and you know what to do. It says here, keep doing what you're doing because it's working. So I feel like this is a confirmation that you really are being guided now. And your life has meaning. It has a lot of meaning. There's a reason you were born, and you are about to get more of doing what you know is your purpose and living your purpose. So now choose 1, 2 or 3. And I'm going to read these cards with here. So I'm going to lay out some extra cards and explain to you as I go. If you get card 1, then you might have felt very stuck. You get the freedom card. You're free to do what you choose. So you could have felt very stuck, and maybe you just desire more freedom to live the life you truly desire in your heart. Maybe you feel like you have to make a big sacrifice. Maybe you're afraid to make that sacrifice. So I'm going to ask for some more information here. You could feel really at a crossroad in your life. Let's see what fell out then. So the card that fell out is the Awakening Emergence. So you could feel a strong pull in a certain direction, and maybe you are afraid. So let's have a look. Emergence is the same as the Judgment card. So that could mean divine timing is at play here for those of you who picked card group 1. But freedom is very important to you in your life. And you are in transition at the moment. And there is an expansion going on that maybe it's happening very quickly, and for some of you that could be difficult as well. They're saying be as committed as you can, be as dedicated as you can, and be really prepared. Prepare now. This is something that, if you think back in your childhood, you always knew you were going to do something like this, okay? So you could have been a real adventurer. I feel like there are some adventurers in group 1 here. You always knew you weren't gonna live maybe very traditional. Maybe you were gonna live a bit different lifestyle. Like maybe you were gonna be the one that travels and explores rather than settling down. And if you settle down, I think you need to settle down with someone who's very compatible with you and who wants the same thing. And it could be that what you need is someone who shares the same adventurous spirit as you. I feel like if you live, if you don't get to express yourself, if you don't get to live from your heart, you could end up very sad. Okay, and I feel like maybe for some of you at least, you've dealt with depression and you've dealt with sadness. And they say some of that came from feeling that you couldn't express yourself freely, you didn't have the options available that you really needed. And also I feel like someone in your life hurt you as well, because I get in the other's position, I'm laying out the Celtic cross, and in other's position I feel like someone kind of taught you a hard lesson, and that made you very cautious. So you're a very free spirit and everything, but because you learned you have to be cautious, so that's the conflict there, right there. The saying, on the inside, you have a lot of strength, but I feel like you built up a lot of barriers around you, and you're about to break free from that. I'm only going to show you the outcome card, which actually is collapse of the ego, which is a Tower. So a lot of the restraint you put on yourself is actually there to try and keep you kind of safe from rejection. I feel like that has been the biggest fear, was rejection, and that kind of held you back in everything that you pursued. And I feel like for a lot of you, you're very nurturing as well. But I feel like a lot of people in group 1 are really looking for their soul family, actually. And if you don't feel right where you are now, I feel like some of that has to do that your soul family are elsewhere, and you feel really drawn to find your soul family and be with people that are like-minded to yourself. It's going to be very important. So at the moment you have some decisions to make. Whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that you want in your life, whatever decisions you have to make, just make sure that that's what you truly want in your heart, without comparing your decisions to what other people are thinking or saying or doing. Okay, so group 2, you get animals. Animals. You understand animals and communicate with them intuitively. Trust your inner guidance, as the animals are part of your life's work. Now, I want to lay out the cards here. I'm going to look for, there's certain cards I always look for when it comes to communicating with animals. I'll see if they show up, and if they do, I'll share with you. Okay, so the bottom card here is the teacher. So it's the same as the Hierophant card. The teacher could mean, in your case, animal trainer. So you get the awakening, you get the judgment card with transition. So that means that you are in transition as well as group 1, and possibly at some kind of standstill, but I feel like it is only temporary. You're about to expand soon, and I feel like you are holding yourself back to some degree, but I feel like yours is you're ready to go. I feel like it's just a little bit of a waiting game at the moment, and you're accepting your path, and I feel like you really your dreams are about to come true. You feel an enormous amount of loyalty to your path, and I also feel like you'll be connected to people who are similar to you in vibration and who share the same vision as you. It could be a spouse or a partner or a friend. Now they say you need to work on your fear of commitment. That's the only thing holding you back. Deep down in your heart, you know that this is a path for you. And you get Queen of Wands here, Illuminator. So Queen of Wands is a strong teacher as well, strong teaching energy. You could be an animal healer actually, or even use animals in therapy of some kind. I also feel like for a lot of you, you're going to use working with animals and combine it with something else, because I feel like this is going to be in connection to something else. And the reason I say that is I get the acceptance here, harmony, which is temperance, which is always about blending two things together to make a whole that is better. And with Queen of Wands being a very resourceful energy, a very resourceful personality, you're someone who can do many different things, and you know how to combine your talents, because you are most likely skilled in more than one area. Okay, but Queen of Wands is very passionate, so this is your passion. Okay, okay, group 3, study. Reading, research, and education help you gain confidence and clarity about your career. So this is about your future and investing in it now. Think about it. If you start now, in a year's time, where are you going to be? You could already be studying. They said to put more energy into and invest more into your study. Your study is part of your life purpose. Okay, let's have a look here in the Art of Love Tarot. So you're receiving a lot of knowledge at the moment. 6 of Trees, which is 6 of Pentacles. I feel like you're investing now, and you're a very innocent person, they're saying. And I also feel like you need to let go of something, that there needs to be some kind of release happening in your life, because it's almost like something is holding you back that shouldn't be holding you back. And it could be, I don't know, it can be anything, but you know what it is. When you get the release, this is a death card, you get that in a block position. It means that there's something that should have ended that didn't, that you weren't able to let it go for whatever reason. And the key is, or the clue is in the first card, which is the innocence card. It's like when someone has a pure heart, when they're innocent, sometimes it leaves them vulnerable, and they always believe the good in others, and that is fantastic. You know, that's great. You can use that in many good ways, but it also leaves you in somewhat a little bit vulnerable as well, because you can end up giving the wrong people too many chances. And you get Queen of Trees, which is Queen of Wands, which means this is Queen of Pentacles, which is a nurturer, but it also it is someone who's very set in life, who's very grounded, who knows that this is your life. You know, this is what you are creating, and I think that the hardship that's hard to let go of, it comes from your childhood or something quite a long way back. It's not something recent. I feel like it's something happened a long time ago, and it was or something really difficult. Get 10 of Swords, so something really difficult, really painful, a painful memory. And for some of you it could mean a death of someone that you really cared about. And you get, in the recent past, you get the Emperor Father, but you see the image, he looks like Jesus. So it means that you have a lot of Christ consciousness working in your life. You could be receiving guidance from Jesus. This could also mean that you have ability in mediumship, and maybe it's someone crossed over as well that is communicating with you, and they're saying that you are very protected. Okay, so people that have Jesus in their life, when it shows up in the symbolism, I often see that with people who have mediumship abilities. They often have Jesus as well, and Jesus is their protector. And for some of you, this is also a father figure who has crossed over that is communicating with you. But I feel like this actually is telling me that you have mediumship abilities and Jesus is protecting you, okay? So that you're always working with positive energy. And even if it is negative energy, then you protect it, okay? You get the star here, hope. So that means that there's definitely been something going on in your early years that was difficult, and that gave you a lot of wisdom, spiritual strength, and compassion and empathy, and you have some very strong spiritual gifts actually, and that will come through in, so you're learning now to cultivate, I feel. You see, you're represented here by 10 of Hearts, which is 10 of Cups. I feel like you really are cultivating your abilities, and you're going to meet someone, they're saying, who's a healer, and that's going to be a complete surprise to you. You get that here in the surprise position, King of Hearts. You're going to meet a healer, and for some of you that's going to be your soulmate, and for some of you it's going to be a strong friendship, best friend actually, that you're going to be able to rely on. And as a final card, you get Ace of Angels, which it says here, wisdom. And this is Ace of Swords. So it means that you have definitely got some psychic abilities. A lot of, I feel a lot of you will be able to do mediumship. And you're cultivating your skills and abilities now. And you're protected. You really are protected now as well while you're in this expansion, and you are working on trusting in your own abilities, okay? And Jesus is a powerful protector, okay, and will help you through all of it, okay? So they're saying in your advice, you know, you got Queen of Trees, which basically means to stay grounded through this process. You have so much to give, and you are cultivating, you are fine-tuning your skills and your abilities. So that was my message for you guys today, and I'll speak to you next time on Thursday. Bye!